Hello guys. Hello. How are you today? It is Sunday. Welcome. I am trying new things with my stream. That was a trailer that I made a while back for my Patreon page. And I thought I'd try and introduce it as an intro to my stream. And it worked, I think. It actually played. I assume you guys heard it. Sunday stream. So today I'm working on an Avengers reorchestration. I'm trying to keep it short because I really want to get this out before you know, I'd just linger on it for weeks and weeks. And it's kind of for Stan. For Stan, there, who has touched so many of our lives over the last. I don't know. He was alive for a while. He had a good innings. He had a good run. But sadly, he passed away this week. So today, I am continuing an Avengers theme that I started during the week. And yeah, I thought I'd finish it on stream. See what we can do. I did a couple of chunks. So I've got an intro chunk, and then I've got a main sort of theme chunk. And I think I might just stick with the main theme, the early stuff, the early intro that doesn't really play the theme at all. I might work on getting rid of all that. You know, get rid of it all, and just stick with the back section that I've been working on. So let's see if we can get something to work and finish today, which would be nice. Now, maybe I should play it, just see where it's up to. Whew. Whoa. Alright, that's what I have. And it's pretty much there. But there's a few sort of technical glitches that are happening that I need to correct. But yeah, that's my tribute to Stan. I don't want it to be too long. I don't want it to get too epic. I just want it to be kind of just nice. Now I did have this starting section that I was playing around with, but I don't know if I really like it. Sounds very similar to the start of the French horn section. Hi there, Paul. Welcome. How are you? It's not really doing anything. And it's just boring, so I might just get rid of it all. It's kind of build. I'm good, Paul. It's a nice... So I can get rid of this front section. So I can keep it. Maybe I can keep it for another track some other day, but for now, I think we need to get rid of it. So don't panic, guys. Save as. Draft 2. Don't panic, it's just saving. It might look like it's crashing. Today we're working on Avengers music. A very short reorchestration to commemorate poor old Stan. He had a good life, but it's sad to see him go. So we're working on something. And it's pretty much there. I've got to figure out how to make this track start, I think. That's what I need to do. I have an intro, which I don't really like, so what I'm going to do now is get rid of it. It's going to go. It's going to disappear. Okay. In fact, what I might do is just do like this. Problem solved. And that can go. And that can go. That can go. That can go. That can go, that can go, that can go. Alright. So I have a big gap at the beginning, but that's okay. Whoops. Ah. Well, it's you. Hello, Paul again. Welcome. It's good that you're following me on Twitter, because most of the time I actually am on not on Twitter, on Twitch. Because most of my streams now that I'm doing, I'm mostly on Twitch now. I may continue doing my Sunday streams I do a sort of a restream, so I do both YouTube and Twitch. But I want to kind of focus more on Twitch being the place where I do my live stuff, and then having YouTube being where I release the music. Just want to keep that separate. I feel like I'm swamping too much over there. So yeah, welcome aboard. True. Twitch does delete after 14 days, I think. YouTube keeps them up there. I think indefinitely. Maybe a year, but indefinitely, I think. But I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about maybe I can move some of the videos across. I can re-upload from Twitch to YouTube. They wouldn't be live, so I'd lose that interaction element with the guys on YouTube. But hopefully that a few of you would come across to Twitch and hang out with me there. So I don't know. I don't know how best to use all these different channels. Anyone has suggestions? I don't know. So many ways you can do things these days. It's crazy. What am I doing? Mr. Franklin from Montana. How are you? I'm good. I am writing Avengers music, reorchestrating. It's good fun. Yeah, good Sunday afternoon activity. Welcome, good to see you. So now that I've nixed my old intro, I need to have some sort of way into this little section. Somehow. Hell, Kiwi in. Okay. How many bars of intro do we want? Maybe if I copy these first. Bars? Maybe not copy. I'll just replay it. Oh. Yeah, that could be cool. Although I feel like I could be doing this for the next year. Maybe. You're working on some Star Wars music. How are you, Commander? I'm good. No Star Wars music. We're doing Avengers music. But considering some X-Men music. But maybe that could be another time. I kind of just want to finish this one. Very similar chord patterns, those two themes. Interestingly enough, that's what superhero music is, apparently. Maybe I need to mix the gong or make it quieter. Can have like a little call and response underneath with the X-Men theme. That could be interesting. Trumpet. Hello trumpet. Easter egg. Maybe not the French horns, or not that high, maybe. It's a cool idea. Maybe not. Maybe not this time. Okay, so I think I'm missing a timpani hit somewhere. Yeah. Nope, nope. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Now I think there's a part here where I think the cello should start a little earlier than it does. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Have I got a better time for you? I don't know what time it is anywhere in the world, really. I could do more than just hold that note. I think it's doing a long note. But I can do more. Wow, someone in our building is making a lot of noise, stepping up and down stairs. It's very distracting. I figured it out. Just gotta fix this last one there, and maybe play with the mod wheel a little bit so I can write my own. Said hello too. Hello, horseradish. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. Okay. Get a file from the 2-in-1, from 2 into 1, so I can carry on writing a novel on your laptop. That's cool. What's your novel about, Horseradish? What are you writing? And up a bit. That ending just right, I think. Getting all the instruments swelling and then dropping off pretty much. Otherwise, it always sounds a little off. A little off. I also think this tiny little French horn line is a little too loud. So we'll bring that down a little bit. Superhero story. Huh. Perfect. What do I want to do? I might want to add some more brass to this sort of last section, make it more chorale. Yeah, a superhero story. That's perfect for this kind of music. Well, it's not the most heroic rendition of the Avengers theme, I have to admit, but you know, kind of think of it as like a, you know, the fall of an Avenger, which it kind of is, kind of commemorating. And I always thought that the end of Avengers, Infinity War, left me pretty somber. It's one of the few movies in the Marvel. I mean, I enjoy all the Marvel movies. Don't get me wrong, but Infinity War made me feel something. You know, I mean, I know that all the good guys will come back. They'll all be resurrected somehow. Something will change, but it's kind of sad. And all these loved characters were all fading away. In here, thanks. Le Paul, thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your awesome work. I'm going to use Titan on a video. This is so great. Good. I'm glad you like it. I'm hoping to write more music like Titan. I really enjoyed writing that track. I used to do it all the time when I was doing trailer stuff. Back in the day, that was kind of my favorite thing, was those uplifting sort of tracks. And I want to do more of it again. They always make me just feel good feel good and happy. So, but I'm glad you found Titan. That's good. Fallen here? Probably not today. I'm not going to do any feedback today. I'm pretty new to streaming, so still trying to iron out all the kinks. It's been hard enough to get the mic and the and my DAW to work with the streaming with Streamlabs, so probably won't worry about that today, but maybe in the future. We'll see what we do, because I'd love to be able to offer some feedback. Oh, double clicking on things. I'd love to be able to offer some feedback in the future, because I'd love to be able to help people out, particularly with this kind of style, sort of orchestrating. Is that the kind of stuff you do, Fallen? More cinematic style? If we're doing electronic music. Oh. My Streamlabs hasn't updated. Who followed? Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. My Streamlabs isn't updating. Thank you for whoever followed. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, but in the future, I would like to do feedback. I know a lot of the other music guys, music producers offer that sort of thing. But if we're doing electronic music, nope. And that's a big nope. I'm not going to do that. I'm not really good at electronic styles. I incorporate a bit of hybrid electronic stuff into my orchestral work, but that's as far as I go. I'm not a dance producer, electronic music producer. I am a MIDI orchestrator, so that is my thing. So if you've got stuff like this, I'm happy to give feedback on that. Absolutely. But maybe at a different time. Oh, what's he doing, Streamlabs? Not seen Infinity War, but Thanos had to win. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. No, it was really good and refreshing to actually see the bad guy get a win. And I also thought that Thanos was not a very one-dimensional villain as well. Like, they actually put a bit of thought into making him a bit more realized, which is really good. He's a little bit more complex than your straightforward villain out to, conquer the world. He actually had motivations and reasons, and he felt things. It was good. And it was hard to do, considering that we have not, up to this point, not really seen Thanos in the movies. You just hear about him, and he's sort of this shadow figure behind everything. But it's really the first time he actually come to the fore, and to be able to pull that off, I think it's really good. It didn't felt like it was a letdown at all. And they had to go big. I think they had to have some people die during the process, and it was good. Yeah. Could always sing for me. La 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 la. It's about like you must. Okay. I love me some veg. Hello, how are you? Did hit some of your work on SoundCloud, which had a bit more electronics in it. Yes. Yeah, there's a few in there. I dabble. I have it a go. I have a bit of a crack. But I'm not very good at it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it does not work. And you never see the outcome of those experiments. They never see the light of day. I want to get better at it though. I want to be able to incorporate more of that stuff into this music, and do. I mean, a lot of modern cinematic music is very electronic, very hybrid, and synth driven, with a lot of orchestral elements fitted onto it, sort of retrofitted around it, and a lot of it sounds amazing. Like I always come back to the examples, but Tron was amazing. The soundtrack to Tron, the soundtrack to Oblivion, those are my pinnacles of really good orchestral hybrid cinematic scoring, because they really are. They sort of meld. They work really well together, and I think it's a lot to do with the production, how they blend a lot of stuff. You're doing Tron right now. Oh, lovely. Yeah, it's good. I think, funnily enough, and the same the DNA that's in between, the same between both Oblivion and Tron, is an orchestrator who I've grown fond of, a kind of composer. His name's Joseph Trapanese, and he did He did a lot of the orchestration work and essentially worked with M83 to create the score for Oblivion, but he also worked with Tron to do the orchestral elements to that score as well. So he's an interesting fella. He's got a sort of obviously a very good ear for what works with electronics when he's orchestrating, but also obviously he's pretty good at it himself. So yeah, so watch out for that guy, Joseph Trapanese. He's really cool. I think he's done a few scores independently. The one of those series of movies made based on the books, like Allegiant, and what are those movies? What is that series called? I forget. Yeah. Anyway, good guy to follow. Yeah, check him out. He's a cool fella. Orchestrating in Reaper using Hollywood. They are included. Hallelujah, love me some veg. Welcome to Hollywood. Yeah, the crossfades and the mod wheel. It's a game changer. They've done a really good job in Hollywood, and I mean a lot of the modern libraries now are doing that whole mod wheel crossfade stuff. Like it's become a very much a standard thing. But the implementation now, the amount of, I guess it's probably to do with the amount of samples that they've put at various levels of the modulation. So, you know, at different, from 0 to 127, they've got a lot more, I guess, dynamic range and a lot of different patches representing those different dynamic ranges as well. So I think that's like they've come a long way. I think in the past it was only 2, you know, it faded from something played very softly to something played very loudly, and it sort of had this very obvious crossfade between them. But these days it's a lot better. I think they're counting on people's computers to be a lot better at doing these kinds of things. But it's pretty amazing. I love it. Okay, what was I doing? Guys distracting me? I don't know. Okay, the trumpet is lingering a little bit. Linger no longer. Might be going long too, yeah. Longer than everything else. There we go. So add another timpani hit. Nice heartfelt ending. Okay, now we need to figure out how that begins again. This is what I was supposed to be doing today. I don't know why this French horn is glitching out there. Something to do with the legato between the two notes. For you, Stan. All right, I think I cut out a bit of timpani at the end. Didn't seem right. Maybe I could have the choir sing Excelsior. Excelsior. I don't know. There is word builder with this library, so I could put Excelsior in there. It might sound a bit tacky. I don't want it to be tacky. Always scares the crap out of me. Le Paul, thank you for the donation. Do you like, or would you like to see videos made with your tracks? I'm from France, by the way. France. Hello. Welcome from France. I've never been to France. But I'm closer to France than I've ever been before in my life. Now that I'm living in Sweden. I used to be in Australia, as you probably can tell from my accent. But now I am in Sweden. So I should pop over to Sweden, to France one day. Would you like to see videos? I'd love to see videos. Send me a link. I might not play them today on the stream, but maybe in the future. That'd be kind of cool. something to be able to share with everybody. But send them. I always love to share them on my channels, and the problem with is that most people don't, and so I never really get the opportunity to be able to retweet or repost them. But either post it on my Facebook or go to my Twitter, or even just send me an email. If you go to my website, scottbuckley.com.au, and you can use the contact form there. You can send me a link, and then I will go around posting it. Because I'd love to be able to share the work that people are using, where they're using my music. I'd love to see it. So go ahead. Excellent. I got another follow, and I don't know who it is. My Streamlabs is playing up. I'm not sure why. But maybe in the future, I will do a stream where we can sort of share what we've been working on. We can have a collab stream. How's that sound? Because I'd love to do that. What is going on with my Streamlabs? Well, thank you whoever followed. Really appreciate it. Weird. It's just not working anymore. We show power on. Deary do. And start collecting. So anyone who's watching right now, who's used my music in projects, send me links of your work, and I'll start collecting stuff. Collecting links, and I shall play your work. I'll play your work on a stream one night. That'd be fun. Learn more about filmmaking and editing myself. So you guys can give me some tips about what I could be doing better with my music, and then you can teach me how to do video, because that'd be fun. Not great at it. I need to do an intro. I'm just not doing this intro. I don't know how I should start it. Kind of like that it just gets going. Probably needs more than that. If in doubt, add a timpani roll. Sparkles? I could add some sparkles. Sparkles never hurt anybody, but they may need to be a little quieter. Corellius, hello, welcome back. Yes, you did. You did promise me. And here you are. How are you today? Alter the mod wheel a bit. It's getting a bit too nuts. Yeah, so Corellius, we're finishing off what we started the other day. It's nearly there, I think. Trails. Glad to inspire. Everyone needs a bit of it. Everyone needs a bit of inspiration. I am definitely in need of it right now. I am currently trying to do the response to my PhD examination. So I'm trying to fix my thesis to the whims of my examiners, and I just need a bit of inspiration. Stressful. Whoops. Drugs. That could help. Mostly I just need painkillers to numb the thrumming headaches that I get about thinking about it. But it's a good suggestion. Thanks, Silent Pepe. Yeah. But soon, if all goes well, you can call me Dr. Scott. Doctor. I can do all sorts of terrible jokes. Yeah. I'm a testament to anyone who believes that they're not good at science because they failed at high school. I failed maths and I failed my science, and I thought all I wanted to focus on was music, so I didn't need maths and science. Then it turned out that I probably didn't really enjoy doing music full time, and so I ended up going and doing a bit of soul searching, and ended up starting a science degree. And now I went through. Finish a PhD. I'm nearly finished anyway, and I've also started a job in Sweden as a soil scientist, so it's pretty crazy journey, and here I am doing more music. But this music is fun. It's better than doing 24/7 trailer music. This is just for me, and for Stan, and for you guys. I'm really enjoying the streaming. I'm pretty new to it, but I'm actually enjoying working on stream. It's fun having you guys to chat with. Just probably boring when I'm doing all this sort of technical junk. Meh. Yeah, I am Sweden. This is my job in Sweden, is as a soil scientist. So that's my job. So that's why I'm in Sweden, is to do my postdoctoral research in Umeå. Yes. So I am in Sweden for the next 2 years at least. You might like it. Oh, thank you, Commander. I'm glad to be able to do it. I hope at least some of you are picking up a few things. I don't think I'm the greatest teacher, and I don't know if the way that I do things is the best way of doing things, but I think the best way to learn is by watching other people do and copying and learning things that way. I think that's a good way to do it. So I'm hoping that at least some of you are picking some things up. Maybe. Hey, Umio's lovely. Umio's a lovely little town. Being in the middle of nowhere, and it's, you know, cold and dark. It's 3:30 in the afternoon and it's currently dark outside. Well, it's probably dark down south too, but I like it here. It's a kind of a cool small town feel, even though it's, you know, rather big university town. It's still big. It's still smaller than what I'm used to. That's good. I'm liking it so far anyway. Maybe I won't like it when winter comes properly, but who knows. A sustained symbol might help. Move it along a bit. Okay. Might drop that timpani a little bit. How are you? Happy Message is back with a happy message. Where in Sweden are you, Kirilis? So I think you mentioned you were in Sweden, is that right? Hours, hey? Karlstadt. Yes, a new song. It's actually an older song, I guess. It's I'm reorchestrating the theme to Avengers. Happy message. So if you've seen the movies, the Marvel movies, this is the main theme to any of the Avengers movies. But I'm particularly a bit more inspired by Infinity War here. A bit more somber rendition, but also kind of, I'm kind of just, I guess, commemorating the loss of a pretty cool man, Stan Lee, who passed away this week, who created or was there at the creation of a lot of the superheroes that we've come to know and love. Particularly more recently for me, I was never a big comic guy, but I was always always up for movies, and so I've loved the MCU so far. Everything they've done, really. They've really gone from stride to stride, and so I've fallen in love with all these characters, and I have a lot to thank Stan Lee for, I think. So it's sad, but he also had a good life, so, swings and roundabouts. Bit of trombone, round out the brass section. Make it so it's playing in time. That would be good. All my parts, military defense. What parts do you like? My fingers do most of the work, I think. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to save. Don't panic, guys. Sound remind me of... You got to add Gregson Williams on the end too, I think. It's Morricone. Scott Morricone Williams. Covers both John Williams and Harry. Nah, they're much better than me, guys. I just play. I'm a copier. I'm a hack. But I'm a happy hack. I don't care. Bloody French horn solo is driving me insane. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know if you're hearing it yourself, guys, but it does this little hiccup on this note here. There's a volume change as it's doing, so with the legato patches, there's some sneaky programming that goes on behind the scenes that I don't have to deal with, which is great. But what it's doing is it's sort of doing a crossfade between a sort of a portamento, which is kind of like it's sliding notes between each other, but doing it in a kind of a a nice way that makes it sound pleasing. And it's what makes it sound a lot more realistic, because when a French horn player is actually playing a solo, they would in a way, when they're moving between notes, slide between them, just as the mechanics of playing an instrument like this. But sometimes, like what's happening here, is that the crossfade, portamento, legato thing that moves between the notes, it just stuffs up, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if I replayed it, it would change. It's something to do with the mod wheel, maybe, if I play with the mod wheel a little bit. Nope. Nope, nope. So start do a workaround. Maybe I'll work on that a little more. Using envelopes. Nor what's going on? Envelopes causing headaches too. Good. That's going to be crazy, but I'll see what it does. Too bad. Maybe a little bit this way. I think I'm happy with that now. No problem, LePaul. You go do that. Take some fine photos of sunsets. My sunset was ages ago because I live in northern Sweden. Strange. Not used to this. Yep, thank you very much. I hope to catch you next time. I do a few streams during the week, so I hope I catch you at some other time. Thanks for the follow. Donations. Really appreciate it. One of the first donations. How exciting. Thanks again, buddy. My favorite artist would have to be, out of those two, of Steve Jablonsky and Hans Zimmer, it would have to be Hans Zimmer. Hands down. Steve Jablonsky is actually a crony of Hans Zimmer. He actually came out of his sort of stable of composers. So he used to do kind of like I guess programming work, background sort of orchestration work for Hans Zimmer, and then he sort of went out on his own, struck out on his own. But no, don't get me wrong, Steve Jablonsky is actually a very good composer. The stuff he does is very fun and very great to listen to. He does write very similar stuff all the time, but out of the two, Hans Zimmer is definitely my pick. He's actually pretty much responsible for the current state of film music as it is these days. The way that he's revolutionized the sound of cinematic music. Just as much as people like John Williams and before him have sort of shaped what a Hollywood sound should sound like. Hans Zimmer has sort of changed it again. So he's pretty important. And even with these more recent work, the stuff he's been doing more recently as well, has, again, each time he does a new score, he's pushing things in new directions, and I can't wait to hear whatever he does next. Even though I didn't really enjoy Batman vs Superman, was not a fan of that at all. But I also think that I understand he came in at the end of the process. He had to do a very quick turnaround to get the score finished. So I don't know. Maybe didn't have a great deal of time to do a really great sort of thoughtful job. But yeah, the times when he does, like the work with Christopher Nolan, it's just astounding. All the Batman series, Interstellar. What's that crazy one for the dream sequences? Inception. So good. Those scores are so good. And Inception's really shaped trailer music as well. Womp, womp, those womps. That's really been a hot thing for a long time now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking it's nearly there. I'm just gonna leave it short, horseradish. I know it's probably missing like a whole section to it, but I really just want this out. You know, I want it to be timely. So maybe another time I'll do a much bigger, longer rendition of the Avengers theme, because I love the theme. It's probably one of the only themes from the MCU that is really memorable. There's been stuff in Thor, but I can't hum it to you. I don't remember what it was. I can't think of anything else other than some really catchy pop songs from Thor Ragnarok. Theme. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Woo. Mako Twinsen, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome. How are you today? Coincidentally, is Twinsen any reference to Twinsen's Odyssey or Little Big Adventure or Relentless? Because I love that game. I love those games. I love those games so much. Welcome. First thoughts, Packed Door, yes. Yeah, that part. Yes. I think if I was doing a bigger rendition, a longer rendition of it, I would probably bring in that sort of starting, because it's like an introduction to that Avengers theme, really, isn't it? Whatever. Funfrock, I'm taking you out. Not to buy a pizza. I love those games so much. I want to do more music, more remixes of their games, because they were so much fun. Welcome, Mako. I'm glad there's other people who appreciate the game out there. There is plenty of us, but you know, it's nice to meet other people. Yeah, the main two parts, first for the helicarrier, when it's lifting off, and then to connect it with shield. Yeah, okay, that's how that works. And then the main theme is for the heroes. They work really well together, though. I feel like one is very much connected to the other. At least when I hear it in my head. You learning to play piano in private school or alone? A bit of both. I had a private tutor for many years when I was younger. When I was learning to play piano, yeah, I had a teacher. But after the end of high school, I just kind of gave up, and I was doing more of this sort of stuff anyway, so didn't continue the piano, but it's definitely a good skill to have when you're writing like this. Did I ever finish the Diablo theme? No, I didn't. I need to go back to it. That's probably going to be this week's job. I need to finish it off. I was having trouble figuring out where it was going. And I was also having funny issues with the mix. And I figured out what it was. I think it was a recent update to the Play sampler that I use for the libraries. I think it was actually turning on all of these effects plugins that are built into the Play engine. So there's like reverbs of going off everywhere. And I was trying to figure out why everything just sounded so echoey and muddy. And I was getting really frustrated with it, so I gave up. But I figured it out what it is, because I started opening templates again this kept on happening. So I investigated a little bit more and I figured it out. So I need to go back to the Diablo remix now and figure out where it's going to go next. So that'll be this week. You can look forward to that this week. Okay, now the stuff in the cellos down here. That's what I want to play with. Whoops. Thanks, Happy. Glad you're enjoying it. I think I need to turn the metronome on. Metronome on. Yeah. A bit of that Captain America vibe. Oh my god, that was loud. Blurb. Nah. Those snares sound a bit blurk. Actually, Captain America, the first Captain America had some pretty good music in it. I liked the style of it. Because obviously it was a period movie. But, you know. First one too. It was a good origin story, and I actually liked yeah, a lot of the characters in that movie. Peggy was good. I liked the Peggy, and I loved. I kind of am really annoyed that TV series that was the sort of the spin-off of Peggy Carter doing her thing. I'm really annoyed that didn't continue because I really enjoyed that show, I have to say. But anyway, can't have it all, clearly. I feel like the snare needs to be bigger. Maybe I can add... Maybe it needs a bit of reverb. I had some reverb back. Oh, is it Alan Silvestri did Captain America 2? That wouldn't explain it then. Bit of continuity there. Toos. How are you? Hello to Poland. Happy, go to my YouTube channel or go to my library. Scott's at scottbuckley.com.au/library. You can go download as much music as you want. It's all yours. Okay, where are we at with levels? Oh, save. Let's save first. Gotta save, guys. How is your Sunday going, guys? I know, Scott, take you one for music of the world, or read subtitles, you know, Scott Buckley. Oh, yeah, read sometimes, you know. Oh, good. Yes, you can have it for free as long as you put me as a credit somewhere. That's all I ask. But maybe not this one, this music here when I release it, because it's not my music really. It's written by Alan Silvestri, but it's probably also owned by Marvel Studios. You can use it if you want. You may just get a DMCA takedown at some point in the future, but who knows? Find it. That's alright, Happy. I feel very out of my element here in Sweden because everyone speaks Swedish. Sorry, everyone speaks English very well. So I have no troubles communicating with anyone. But I feel really guilty. I feel really terrible that I don't know very much Swedish at all to be able to at least start a conversation in Swedish. And so I feel awful. I hate it if someone came up to me and started speaking in not my native language. Yeah. Can you play what you have? Yes, I can. It's only a short thing, but I'll play it from the beginning of what I have. I've had an old intro, which I'm getting rid of. So it's just starting straight into it. We did a bit of a collaboration there, Brad. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, my alert peaked at the right time. It came into a tumultuous maelstrom of orchestral music. Had 2 orchestras playing there. Thanks, Brad. Glad to have you on board. This is kind of what I do most of the time. This is my new Twitch occupation, is making cool music. I think I'm nearly done. I'm gonna actually start thinking about bouncing this out. And what I'll do, I need a few things. I need to see how loud this is. Yeah, I have a lot of music. I have see on the link above, I got a library of Creative Commons music, and a lot of people use it. So you might have seen me on YouTube. Someone might have just used my music on YouTube, or you might have actually come across my music on YouTube, who knows, or SoundCloud, anywhere. But I pop up everywhere these days. Oh, and Nightbot has decided to drop a link at a timely manner. Yeah, so you might have seen me around. I'm not as widely spread as someone like Kevin MacLeod, who has thousands of Creative Commons tracks, but one day, maybe, one day. I'm originally from Australia, so that's my accent that you're hearing, is my Australian accent. But I'm currently living in Sweden. Me and my wife, we moved here about 2 months ago. So I have 2 careers. So I do music, but I also am a soil scientist. So I just finished my PhD back in Australia, in Brisbane. And I am now working in Umeå, which is northern Sweden. So that's where I live right now. So this is where I'm streaming from at this present moment. Is FL Studio crap? Is that why no one's using it? So I miss some talkback there. Corellius, yes. So I'm obviously closing it in Cakewalk. Is there any other doors that I use? Have you used Logic in the past, Corellius? And that was fun. That was fine. That was when I was using a Mac when I was working in the US. But it's pretty much been Cakewalk other than that. I've kind of been using Cakewalk in its various iterations since I think it was called Cakewalk Pro Audio 7. So many years I've been playing around with Cakewalk. It's only been very recently that it's gone free, so you can actually get this software for free. But before then, it used to cost a lot of money. And I spent a lot of money on upgrading Cakewalk over the years. Is FL Studio crap? I don't know. I used it many years ago. I had a brief period where I was playing around with it. It's not as, and that was well before it is the program that it is now. I still, I don't know. It has its, I guess its qualities. And a lot of people might hate me. I think most of the people I can find on Twitch who are streaming their music production are using Fruity Loops. There's very few who are using anything other than Fruity Loops, which I find hilarious. I don't know whether Fruity Loops is sponsoring their streams or something. But it's probably fine. I mean, I've seen a few people work and do some amazing things in it. Has really cool plugins. It has the ability to load all the same VSTs, the virtual instruments that I'm using. But I don't know. Also, the workflow that they seem to employ to get the music done seems really strange to me, really alien. It's all about patterns and then dropping the patterns into the main sequencer, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Whereas something like Cakewalk and also Logic and Cubase, it's like a linear editing sort of process. That makes a lot more sense to me in my brain. But if you're used to Fruity Loops, then there's nothing wrong with using it. I think it's obviously it's geared towards a lot of people who do electronic music and dance music, mostly because of the programming, step sequencing, and the sort of the plugins and libraries that come with the program. But it depends on what you're doing. For this kind of stuff, I find that something like Cubase, a more linear sort of sequencing package, it's a lot more useful for me. So yeah, does that not answer your question? I don't know. What do you use, Rodor, if anything? I mean, I'd recommend, if you're after something, if you're after a DAW, something to produce music in, I would have to hands down recommend what I'm using right now, which is Cakewalk. The full name of it's called Cakewalk by BandLab. This is not a sponsored stream, by the way. I'm just really a big fan of Cakewalk, and it's free. The Cakewalk that the company that made Cakewalk used to be called Sonar. You might have heard of Sonar. I should go to cam. I got a close-up cam. So the company that made Cakewalk, back in the day, used to, they made it for years, but they essentially just ran out of money, I think, and the company went bust. But Cakewalk, the BandLab, there's another company called BandLab who came to the rescue of at least Cakewalk, the Sonar package, the software, and then they re-released it as a free package. So you have to do is go to the Cakewalk by BandLab website, download it, and it's yours. It's yours for free. And it's an industry standard sequencer, audio recording package. It's very good. So highly recommend it. And it's cheaper than Fruity Loops. It's cheaper than a lot of things. Studio One, yeah. Yeah, every DAW has its quirks, and every DAW's capable of doing pretty amazing things. You just have to know how to use it, really. Just takes a bit of practice. How long does it take for a composition? Depends on the composition, really. Some are easier than others. If something it's like, my focus is a lot more orchestral, but sometimes I do a bit of orchestral with hybrid, so more electronic elements in there. And I'm not really good at that sort of stuff, and also percussive stuff I'm not great at. So it takes me a little bit more time, but generally a track that would be going into my library would take maybe 10, 15 hours, something like that. Maybe less. Some of the piano stuff that I do, the ambient piano, they take very little time. They're more like improvisations. And so they're sort of more simpler to pump out. But you can't do too many of those, otherwise they all start sounding very similar to each other. But yeah, so it depends on the track, and also if I've got a deadline to meet. I have to be quick if I'm actually trying to get something done for something. So quite often I spend a lot of time playing with details. I don't need to do that. I can just move on a lot quicker than I should. And get stuff done quicker, but I also enjoy doing it. I enjoy playing with the details. I really like to create something, but I have no idea how to make it. Everyone liked and play something in their childhood or during school. Yeah, okay, that's possible. Oh, okay. Because I chose new things like that, something similar to which. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's the reason, I guess, why you're thinking about FL Studio. It's because you actually can see people using it. Is that what you're saying, Rotdor? I mean, don't put down the idea that you're too old to do something. Seriously, you don't need to be an amazing pianist or amazing musician to be able to do music like this. It just takes a bit of practice and working on your ear. I think it's more about listening skills than it is about performance and practical skills. A lot of composers that I really admire don't actually use a keyboard at all. They're using a mouse to drag in notes. And although that would drive me nuts if I was doing it that way. But there's a guy, I've forgotten his name. I follow him on YouTube. He does amazing remixes of all sorts of games. And I actually did an album with him recently. As part of London Music Works. I'll get his name. Because he does a bit of live streaming on YouTube of the stuff that he does. And I think he uses Cubase. Where is it? Spotify. But he streams his thing, and all he does is uses a mouse and plays it all in using a mouse. You don't need to have to play it all. Sorry, I'm just looking for the nativity. What's his name? Blake Robinson. And I think his YouTube channel is the Synthetic Orchestra. You can try and Google him. He's really cool. And he doesn't have, he doesn't perform it all in, he just keys it in. But in terms of, not having, it just sets you back a little bit. There's a little, if you don't have the bass skills of, at least knowing pitch and rhythm and chord structures to a basic level, you do need to learn it a little bit. But that's also part of the fun. Part of the fun of, actually figuring out these things and playing them in and listening to other people's music and figuring out what they're doing. I think a lot of it is actually listening skills. I think that's of all the things that I've learnt, with composition, one of the biggest things is listening, and listening back and listening to, having a critical ear about what is good and what doesn't sound good. And I guess the next step is figuring out why it doesn't sound good. and that does take a bit of practice. And I think that's what other people struggle with, is just not knowing what that is. But when you have those breakthroughs, man, there's an amazing feeling when things just seem to click. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really giving good advice here. But in terms of having tutorials for different software, there's not a great deal for a lot of them. I guess Logic and Cubase probably have a lot more than than Cakewalk does. I mean, if you're in need, I can, if you've got something in particular in mind, I can always show you on stream anything that you need to know about Cakewalk. I've been using it for enough. There's still a lot of features in Cakewalk I don't really touch, but I know the basics enough to be able to help you out if you ever need any help. What is your favorite compositor? My favorite composer? I don't know. That's like always a tough question. John Williams is probably the guy who got me going in film music and this kind of sort of stuff. I wanted to be a film composer because of John Williams, and I used to go to sleep listening to the Star Wars soundtrack over and over again. But my favorite composer, I don't know. It changes every day. There's definitely people who I admire for their influence, and I've talked about this before on stream. People like Hans Zimmer have, really shaped what film music is these days. They've really pushed it. He's really pushed it to another level, and a lot of people are scrambling to keep up with what he's doing. So I really admire him for that. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy the work that, say, Olafur Arnolds is doing these days, and Max Richter. They're all doing really cool work. Really fond of all those people. A lot of Scandinavian composers. I really sad that Johan Johansson has passed away. Because he was probably, for a long time, one of my favorite composers, film composers, but also of modern classical music. He was doing some really amazing stuff, and it's just such a big loss to lose him. He was only, I think, in his 50s, so not an old guy. He had a lot more to give, which was really sad. But I recommend checking him out. Johan Johansson, he's a Icelandic composer. Sorry, Leo Caesar. I asked, but do you mind answering it here? How much do you charge for a track in average? Well, if you want to use anything from my library, Leo Caesar, it's free. It's absolutely free. You can just use it for free if you can credit me somehow. To doing custom work, I don't do a great deal of it just because I have very limited amount of time to do it. And the time that I do have available to me, I like to just play around and have a bit of fun and write what I want to write. But it depends on the project. If you've got something that's really cool, maybe you can send me an email, and we can talk about how much it costs. I hate doing that on stream though. But if you go to my website, if you go to scottbuckley.com.au, and there's a contact page there, you can send me an email. That'd be awesome, buddy. Yeah, piano roll. Code 49 controller. Okay. I don't know if I don't know that keyboard, but I've had M-Audio keyboards in the past. They're really good. But yeah, if you don't ever use it, yeah, I mean the piano roll is perfectly fine. People do this makes that. I've never seen videos where someone made something live, even something simple. Everyone just repeating what does this button. Yeah, okay. But everyone's silent about how from emptiness. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is what, and that's what I was hoping that this Twitch stream would be about. I would hope that you'd be able to learn my process a little bit. Obviously, right, you're coming in right at the end of this track. But generally, I'm starting new stuff every week, and usually from scratch, from the beginning. I've got an idea in my head, and I'll just start piecing it together live on stream. So I hope you can join me. Pop me a follow so you can let me know. I can let you know when I'm on. But yeah, it's hard to find videos where it's from where to go, and probably because it takes a long time to do it. So to actually construct a song, it takes and produce it properly right from from the first few notes right through to producing the wave file at the end. It takes some time. Yeah, so maybe that's reason why people don't like doing tutorials about it. It's just because it's it takes a bit of time to do that. But that said, I mean, maybe I should try and tackle that as well. Try and do some sort of simple composition sort of techniques on stream, but also for YouTube as well. Maybe, I don't know, because there is a lack of that. Yeah, something to think about, Rockdoor. Yes, Joseph Trafanese. I really like him. I was talking about it earlier about his work that he did with M83 and also with Tron to get, not with Tron, with Daft Punk, to get those scores for Oblivion and Tron over the line. They were amazing, revolutionary. I was saying I think he has a very good sensibility for what works with electronics, which is a good skill to have these days. And the sound that they're getting is very different again to what we've been used to. And I think that's why the Tron score got so much, I don't know, it got a lot of attention, definitely. And also Oblivion. Yeah. Aww. Thanks, Leo Caesar. It's good to join you. It's interesting. Yeah, that's what I hope. And you guys are helping as well. This is a good conversation that's starting to pop up. My little community, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming along. Otherwise, it'd be a very lonely affair. Yeah, we're gonna save. Don't panic. Okay, okay. Ah, dear. And I've run out of water. My next live stream is actually going to be tomorrow morning. I'm going to get up early in the morning and do a live stream at 6:30ish, 6:45 CET, Central European Time. But it's only going to be to Twitch. So this is my public service announcement. Anyone who's on YouTube right now who would like to follow me on Twitch, you're most welcome to do so right now, because I'm going to do a lot more streams on Twitch. So I'm going to try for the next little while on Sundays. I'm going to do a restream to both YouTube and Twitch, just to keep things going on both ends. But eventually, what I want to happen is for Twitch to become where I do the live video stuff. Perfect. Thanks, Trails. Yes. So I'll do Sundays as a restreamed version to YouTube and Twitch, but during the week, so I do Monday mornings, I'll do Wednesday evenings, and also Friday mornings again. I'll do that all on Twitch. So if you want to follow me during the week and catch up with what I've been doing, jump over to Twitch, which I don't know if you're not used to, if not familiar with it. It's a platform that's mostly hey, welcome back. It's mostly for gaming live streaming, but there is a pretty cool little creative community as well on Twitch, and I'm hoping to sort of shift into there somehow. Yeah, so jump over there. It's twitch.tv/musoscientific. That's where my channel is, and you can give me a follow, and then it will tell you when I'm going to live to air, which is pretty awesome. That's technology for you. Alright, I think I might have to finish this off the air, because when I start playing around with levels, things might get loud and it will ruin whatever levels I set for you guys on your end. So they'll have to finish another time. Yeah, it's a live broadcast site, pretty much. A lot of things going on there. Role-playing games, not just playing games. But when I think of live streaming, I don't really think of YouTube. I always think of Twitch, and so and a lot more, I guess, capacity and support, particularly if I get a few more followers. It'll help out with a bit more of the cooler sort of features that are sort of the transcoding stuff, which will make it easier for people to stream it. YouTube is good, but it just feels like it's a bit more retrofitted. And I also feel like I'm swamping the channel every time I do a live stream. It's swamping with live videos. And so what the idea I want me is the Twitch being where I do the live streaming, and then the YouTube channel is where the videos and the music, the full completed music, will go. But as someone pointed out, the back videos, the VODs that are stored on Twitch, they do disappear after about 14 days. So I might figure out also a way to try and move them across to YouTube as well. But then again, it just becomes the same problem, just magnified, or not magnified, but it's the same problem in a different style. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm always a bit confused about all these new platforms. All these new fandangled platforms that everyone's using these days. Just don't understand the kids. Mixer. Yeah, okay. I've not used it myself, but yeah, it seems to be catching. I mean, I think YouTube gaming, well, it's not YouTube gaming anymore, it's just YouTube Live. It's also catching up to Twitch pretty rapidly. But just the amount of people using Twitch is quite large. But it's also plateauing, so I don't know. Maybe eventually things will start looking a bit more grimmer for Twitch. Who knows? Yeah, start up a second channel, that's possible. Yeah. You mentioned that last time. I might do that. There might be a way to get around this. Thanks, Horseradish. I'll think about that one. Is that the my fabulous restream bot is not relaying the messages from Twitch over to YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube guys. There's been a whole conversation you're missing out on because of restream not doing its job. I'm sorry. Getting half of it. I'm gonna go to the loo. Biological break. But what I'll do is I'll play it for you. You have something to listen to at least. After it saves, obviously. Not sure about this choir that I've just played. I'll have to do a bit of editing. There we go. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. feels, guys. Feels. I was doing the choir at the beginning. Finish up soon. Start some dinner. But let's finish this first. Feeling it happy. That's right. Yeah, the choir helped, didn't it? Feels like this, the front section develops a little bit more now. Cool. All right, let's play it through one more time, and then that might be it. That might be it for our Sunday stream. Let's play. I have a very short but kind of sweet rendition of the Avengers theme. What do you think, guys? I think it's done. I'm gonna package it off, package it up and send it out to places where I put the music. I put it on YouTube and SoundCloud and all those things. Cool. Thanks, guys. I might call it a night, or call it an afternoon there. But thanks for joining me. It's been great having a bit of discussion about a few different things. It's been really nice. Oh, thank you, Trails. Thank you. I'll be streaming again this week. Anyone who's on YouTube who wants to follow me during the week, jump over to twitch.tv/musoscientific. There's a link in the description as well if you want to follow that. And you can jump over there and give me a follow. That would be cool. There's a thing I've never done before. Maybe we can do a raid. What do you guys think? I've never done a raid before. But I don't know if any of the people who I follow are on at the moment. No, they're not. Well, then let's not worry. I'm not gonna raid any random people. Never mind. I find it weird. Scott, when you finish this music, can I download it for me or not? Yes, yes. I'll put it on my website. If you go to scottbuckley.com.au, there's I think a button at the top of the menu called orchestral or remixes or game remixes. If you click on that, then you'll be able to go and download it when I upload it. So later, maybe give me a day or two, and I'll get it up there, and you guys can go and grab it. You can go download it. But I'll also put it on SoundCloud as a downloadable file as well. So if you follow me on SoundCloud, then you can get it there. Well, you will be able to get it there. This simple ditty. Oh, no problem. When did I get into music making? Many, many years ago. I was taught piano when I was younger. So my parents forced me to learn piano. But the actual composing maybe started around the end of high school. So I was sort of maybe 1998, 99. But it didn't get really serious until I started a music degree back in 2003, I think. And it was from then on that I was really starting to get a bit serious. So I have been doing this for a while. And I worked professionally for a while. I worked in Los Angeles doing trailer music and worked for a library over there. But I ended up burning out. Actually, I got to a point with music that I hated it so much that I couldn't do it anymore. And I had to stop. And it's pretty much the job that I was in. It was a very full-on writing, very epic music all day. Just drives you insane. It just drives you nuts. And it drove me nuts. And I had to get out, and that was enough. It was a strange situation as well with the employments. And I was on salary, but it was sort of, it was a funny situation. And so I burnt out on music, and I ended up changing careers. So now I went sort of a bit of soul searching for a while, and ended up with a bit of help from my wife, doing a science degree. So now I've gone through and I've finished a PhD, and I'm working in Sweden now as a scientist, strangely enough. But I'm actually doing more music work than I ever have before at the moment. So it's been really hard to give it up. But I'm really enjoying music again. I really enjoy it, and I can't stop doing it. So that's the key, I think, is it's doing music that you really enjoy, not the music that you hate. And so doing that, at the moment I have a lot of freedom to do what I want, which is lovely. The library, my Creative Commons library that I've been writing for a long time, has been my saving grace, I think. Meaning just having a lot of freedom and flexibility to write whatever the hell I felt like has been amazing. And so I thank thanked everyone who's supported us and used the library, and thanks to the Patreon's patrons who have chipped in, have made it a bit more worthwhile. And then the recent work I've been doing stuff for a UK label called Silver Screen, and they have an offshoot called London Music Works, and you may have come across these guys on Spotify. They do a lot of I guess covers of film music, and I've helped them out with doing some arrangements for that, because my biggest skill, I guess, is orchestral arranging for computer. That's my skill. I'm not a great composer, but I'm a decent arranger and orchestrator. So I've been helping out with that, but more recently I've been doing a lot of custom original stuff for them too. So but they've been really keen on just having me do what I want, really. Like, it's been really flexible as well. So I'm really good position with my music these days. I'm really happy. Yeah, it burns a lot of people out. A lot of people, and it's it's all about the money. And that's one of the big things about the industry in Los Angeles. It is very focused on money, and rightfully so. It's a business. You know, music is a business. But there is also, like, it's a hard thing to make a business in my mind, because, you know, it runs on creativity. It runs on that ability to have the freedom to explore. And what business does is it tamps down on that exploration aspect, and it just follows the path of what's been done before. And that's what I got in the trap of when I was in Los Angeles, is that I was doing the same thing day in, day out. And it was hard to see anything other than this little tunnel that I was looking down. And that was enough for me to just drive me completely out. But I'm glad that I've had this time away in doing this sort of science career. So it has definitely changed my thinking about the world and how I also look at my music. You know, I think of it a little bit more objectively now. I'm not so critical about things anymore. But I'm also very thankful for the flexibility I have now. Being a master of your own sort of creative destiny, I think, is a good thing. So if you can do it, you know, pursue that as much as you can. I mean, there's a lot of people who think of me stupid and silly that I left that job, because it was the perfect job. It was exactly where I should have been if I was heading on a trajectory for, you know, for making it big, I guess. You know, doing some really cool things in Hollywood. And I was getting some good placements. There was a lot of cool trailers that my music got put in. But in the end, it's not worth your sanity. And I don't think I was cut out for that kind of thing. But there's plenty of other niches that people can explore, including me. So, yeah. I'm really glad to do this stream, I have to say. This stream it's been really fun, and I hope I can get to continue doing it for a long time, because it's been fun. You guys have been really cool to hang out with. I really enjoyed the atmosphere and the discussion, and you've been really supportive of me. You've been really, really nice. So thank you. Let's keep going. So yeah. Bit of a D&M, guys. Bit of deep and meaningful conversation to end the stream. Isn't that cool? But this is good. I think it's... I've had these discussions on forums. Yeah, that's right. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Corellius. I've had the same discussions on forums, and people think I'm nuts. A lot of the opinions are you're not cut out for it, and so it's like sort of survival of the fittest, which it is in a way. But why does it have to be like that? Seriously. And why do you have to put up with that sort of situation? Anyway, happy times. That's why tomorrow I get to go to a job that I really enjoy as well. I like science. Science is fun. But that'll be it, guys. I'm gonna run off. Thanks for hanging out. It's been really good. I'll be on tomorrow morning. If anyone's around at 6:45 CT. Yeah, thanks, What's Radish. I think I did the right thing too. I grew as a person. So I'll be on tomorrow morning, 6:45. I'll be on Wednesday night, and about 8 PM, maybe a little earlier. And then Friday morning, and then the weekend again. Yeah, I've got a couple of tracks that I want to continue on. I've got the Diabolo track that I started. So it's a Diabolo reorchestration, which is much longer than this. It's already about 5.5 minutes, I think, and it's still got a bit to go. And then I've got a more uplifting track which I started on stream last week as well, which I want to try and finish off for the Patreon patrons. Yeah, so I've got plenty of things to do. Keep you interested. But thanks for joining me, guys. I'll play it again as we fade out into the sunset. But thanks again. Catch you next time, guys. Have fun. Have a good weekend, or whatever's left of it, anyway.